Make-to-order manufacturing is uniquely different from the other comparable capabilities such as your engineer-to-order or make-to-stock, and they require very specific ERP capabilities. So which are the top 10 make-to-order manufacturing ERP systems in 2024? That's what we have discussed in this video. Hello everyone, my name is Sam Gupta. I am principal at Elevate IQ. Elevate IQ is the independent ERP and digital transformation consulting firm. We help our clients with the enterprise technology strategy, enterprise technology selection, change management, as well as implementation. On that note, let's go back to today's topic, which is going to be top 10 make-to-order manufacturing ERP systems in 2024. Before we look at the list, let's define what is make-to-order. For the most part, the make-to-order companies are going to be the companies that don't necessarily store these products and they make when the order is received. Now, make-to-order could be prevalent in many different industries. It could be discrete process, depending upon the product type that these companies might be manufacturing. The industries could be your automotive, aerospace, ONG, oil and gas. All of those industries could have the make-to-order manufacturing. Now, the real difference between your make-to-order, engineer-to-order, make-to-stock is that in make-to-order, the inventory is not going to be as prevalent, meaning they are not going to be storing the inventory as much. They don't need to do as much inventory planning as part of their process because they are building after the order is received. But that is not to say that they are not going to be doing MRP or procurement. With make-to-order as well, you are going to have that. When you compare this with engineer-to-order, for engineer-to-order, they are doing a lot more engineering and collaboration as part of their process. The estimation is going to be very different compared to your make-to-order. Generally, make-to-order is still going to have formalized SKUs compared to your engineer-to-order, where you might not have as formalized SKUs depending upon how the business model is, depending upon the industry. All of those variables might be there, but for the most part, the make-to-order manufacturing is going to be relevant even for engineer-to-order, especially when these companies are going to have their part division. Generally, that is going to be make-to-order. Their main machinery or the equipment manufacturing may be engineer-to-order. So these are some of the industries or the patches where you are going to find flavors of make-to-order manufacturing. So the criteria that we use to compile this list, you look at things such as your product share, acquisition strategy focused on MTO companies, product roadmap, community, ecosystem, win rate, technology strategies. So all of these variables we look for when we compile this list. So now let's look at the list. Number 10 on our list is Plex. And when you look at the overarching philosophy of Plex, it is very well penetrated in the Toyota as well as Ford automotive ecosystems. So if you are going to be suppliers or manufacturers in those ecosystems, you are going to find a lot more last mile capabilities as part of Plex. Plex started as more of the MES system, so it is going to be far richer in the MES capabilities, Industry 4.0 capabilities, but the core ERP layers might not be as rich. So when you look at the make-to-order manufacturing, Plex is a great system, especially in the automotive-centric spaces where you're going to get these last-mile capabilities. The other strength for Plex is that it is going to have the cloud-native UI as well as architecture. So if you care for those technical capabilities, especially when it comes to your enterprise search or mobility capabilities, those are going to be really strong with Plex. The limitations that you are going to run into with Plex is the core ERP capabilities are going to be limited. Also, if you are going to have very diversified manufacturing models that you have, it might not be able to support all of those models equally well. They are all going to claim that they have mixed mode manufacturing, but for the most part, smaller systems are going to be limited. And Plex in general is a very small system, even though it might be bigger. Overall, from their global footprint, the number of countries that they are able to support, they might have far deeper multi-entity capabilities. But from the functional perspective, it is the very limited system compared to your systems such as your Infor LN or QAD. They might be slightly richer. So then the limitations that you are going to have with Plex is limited MTO capabilities. When you look at the core MTO capabilities, they are not going to be as rich as some of the other systems, especially if they have been installed in slightly more mature make-to-order companies. And the ecosystem and consulting base is going to be limited as well. So that's number 10. Now, number 9 on our list is Daliaworks, and this is the IQMS system. And now Daliaworks is the new name for that. And this is the same company that also owns SolidWorks. So for the most part, you are going to find Daliaworks or IQMS a lot in slightly more plastic extrusion companies. And if they are going to be make to order, then this could be a great fit because you are going to find a lot more last mile capabilities. You are going to find integrations that are going to be relevant for those industries. So when you look at the strengths of Daliaworks, is this is going to be best for companies that are using SolidWorks as their CAD PLM system, and typically that is their go-to-market penetration strategy. They are going after all of the accounts that use SolidWorks. So either if you have the plastic-centric processes or if you are on SolidWorks, that's where you are going to find huge value with this particular system. The limitations that you are going to have with this particular system is the technology is probably outdated. It's not as updated as some of the other legacy ERP systems. Even if you compare this with companies such as Infor, the other cloud native systems are obviously going to be richer in their technical capabilities. So this is going to be outdated technology. The focus is very limited. So if you're looking for a system that can support many different business models along with your make to order, this might not be the best system for you. And the ecosystem is going to be limited as well, just with any other focused and prescriptive system. So that's number 9. Number 8 on a list is QAD, and QAD is a very similar system as your Plex or Daliaworks. For the most part, QAD, the way the suite is designed, it is trying to provide you the last mile capabilities as well as the last mile integrations that are going to be pre-integrated, that are going to be as part of the suite. So if you are going to be mid to large automotive, electronics, life sciences companies with the make to order business model, this could be a great fit. But for the most part, when you look at QAD, it does really well in slightly more supply chain centric spaces. It is really designed for those make to stock inventory heavy companies where you are going to have far more supply chain processes. So make to order might not be the best fit for QAD, but if you are going to be slightly more hybrid manufacturing model where you require make to stock as well as make to order, that's where QAD may be a better fit. So the other strength for QAD is the global capabilities, especially if your make to order business model is also very reliant on the international collaboration. If you are going to be, let's say in automotive space, sometimes we see those scenarios where you are going to be make to order, but you are still collaborating with your international suppliers. That's where QAD could be a great fit. The limitations that you're going to run into with QAD are going to be very similar to any other prescriptive systems. That is going to be diversity of the solution is not going to be as great as some of the vanilla solutions. And then it cannot be used when you are using it as more of the corporate financial ledger, then you are not going to get the value out of it. If you're looking for operational workflows, that's where QAD is really strong. And the ecosystem consulting base, as with any other prescriptive system, is probably going to be limited as well. So that's number 8. Number 7 on our list is Oracle Cloud ERP. Oracle Cloud ERP, for the most part, it has a lot more logos in the service-centric spaces. But if you are going to be global manufacturing firm with heavy transaction volume and you are looking for a corporate financial ledger, then Oracle Cloud ERP may be a better fit. But if you're looking for slightly more subsidiary level solution, then Oracle Cloud ERP may not be the best fit. So Oracle Cloud ERP is going to be a fit when you are very large global company trying to accommodate a lot of different business model, looking for slightly more diverse solution. That's where Oracle Cloud ERP really shines. shines. It has been proven with very large workloads. When you look at Fortune 1000, Fortune 100 workloads, it has been proven, but it might generally you will see the trend that it is used only as the corporate financial ledger. It is not used for the entire MRP centric workloads. That's where the heavy lifting is required. So Oracle Cloud ERP is again superior fit. When you are looking at it as more in the best of breed architecture, it might not be the best fit as the subsidiary level solution, but the ecosystem is going to be far greater. So when you are looking at this and looking for talent availability in many different countries, that's where Oracle Cloud ERP may be a better fit. The limitations that you're going to run into is the last mile capabilities as well as the MTO integrations that you are going to find with systems such as your QADs of the world or Daliaworks of the world that you will not find with Oracle Cloud ERP. And Oracle Cloud ERP is not necessarily a manufacturing solution, even though it is going to have all of those data layers as well as the ERP layers, but the experience is not going to be as intuitive as you are going to find with some of the other specialized solutions for make-to-order business models, such as your Infor LN or Infor Cloud Suite industrial sightline. Overwhelming for SMB MTO manufacturers, just because of all of those financial layers, they might not be as relevant than your operational capabilities. So that's number 7. Now, number 6 on our list is Acumatica. And Acumatica targets companies in that $10 million to roughly $100 million range. These companies are not going to be very globally spread. For the most part, their global footprint is going to be limited. The strengths with Acumatica is the way the data model, the product model, as well as the process model is designed. It's a great fit for your make-to-order manufacturing businesses. It is going to have all of those BOM layers that are a great fit for make-to-order. In general, the BOMs that you have in the make-to-order space are not going to be as layered. You're not going to have as many sub-assemblies that you are going to find in spaces such as your engineer to order. Generally, the parts are simplified. They are not as complex as your engineer to order. And that's where Acumatica is really good at that. Acumatica may not be the best fit for very complex manufacturing engineer to order centric spaces, but for make to order, it is a great fit. The costing layers that you're going to have are very detailed, very robust. So if you care for costing, then Acumatica could be a great system. The other strength that you're going to find with Acumatica is if you are going to have many different business models, especially with make to order, you are going to have field service capabilities that you require. You are going to have the engineer to order capabilities. You might have e-commerce component as part of that. So for all of those business models, they can be accommodated as part of the same system. You would not require another ERP system. So that's the strength of Acumatica in accommodating all of these business models. Also, Acumatica is technically superior, especially when you look at their cloud native UI capabilities. They are going to be slightly better. Their pricing option is flexible. Sometimes for make to order companies, the Acumatica pricing may be friendlier depending upon the number of transactions that they have. So you might get a deal with the make to order businesses because they are not as transactional as, for example, your retail centric businesses, but they are going to have a lot more transactions than your engineer to order spaces. Their transactions are going to be far thicker. They are going to be far deeper in their procurement spaces. But for make to order, the transactions are going to be more than your engineer to order. The limitations that you're going to run into with Acumatica is their global capabilities are limited. The mobile reporting capabilities, if you are very heavy in your MES-centric workflows, if you are looking for very detailed reporting the way you would want to see your data, for example, when you need to segment between your labor and your machines, when you are doing a lot of multitasking in those, sometimes that segmentation could be trickier with Acumatica mobile capabilities, at least as of today. And you would require a lot of add-ons to enable the same last mile capabilities or the last mile integrations that you are going to find with slightly more suite-centric products. So that's number 6. Now, number 5 on our list is SAP S/4HANA. SAP S/4HANA is a very similar system as your Oracle Cloud ERP. It targets large global publicly traded companies that are looking for one system to accommodate many different business models. The way the product model is designed, it does really well in the make-to-order manufacturing spaces. It is going to have all of those bells and whistles, and it is going to have the kind of financial control that you are going to require for your make-to-order companies that might not be available in systems such as your Oracle Cloud ERP, because they target slightly more service-centric organizations. The strengths for SAP S/4HANA is the power of HANA. So again, this has been proven with your Fortune 100, Fortune 1000 workloads when you are looking at one system to host all of those MRP workloads as well as the financial workloads. So with Oracle, that could be used as more of the financial ledger. It might struggle when you are going to be keeping all of those planning workloads when you are building these command and control centers. Sometimes that could be tricky when the system is not designed to handle those kind of workloads. SAP S/4HANA can do that and has been proven. The financial governance and best-of-breed architecture is going to be available with SAP S/4HANA. The limitations that you are going to find with SAP S/4HANA, when you look at the core operational capabilities, they might not be as mature in their cloud products, and that's where you will need to invest a lot in consulting, configuration, customization to be able to enable the same capabilities, the last mile capabilities that you are going to find with systems such as your QAD or Daliaworks. And too big for your smaller MTO companies, they might not find the same value, especially when they are looking at this more from the operational lenses. The financial capabilities are going to be richer, but the operational capabilities are not going to be as rich as with some of the suite-centric systems. So that's number 5. Number 4 on our list is Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O. Now, Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O has a great product as well as the process model for the manufacturing companies. It is going to be available in geographies where talent might not be available with some of the specific systems such as your QAD or Daliaworks or Acumatica. So that's where your Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O is going to be handy. When you compare this with Business Central from the Microsoft portfolio, it is going to have far deeper your discrete as well as process capabilities. So if you are going to be make to order and you require both of these capabilities, then they are going to be available as part of your Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O. When you compare this with your Oracle Cloud ERP or SAP S/4HANA, Oracle Cloud ERP, SAP S/4HANA, they are going to be far more proven in that Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 workloads, but Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O is going to have far richer capabilities as part of their core product, especially when you are not looking for that best-of-breed architecture. You are trying to combine all of those capabilities as part of the same product. Typically, that is going to be handy for companies in the upper mid-market space. So the other strength for Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O is that it has some of the best of breed products. For example, CRM, field service, they are going to be disconnected but at the same time integrated. So when you are looking for best of breed architecture, combining your CRM as well as field service, this could be a great product because this integration is happening at the database level. And generally that is slightly superior integration than integrating at the service level. You have things such as your common data model conversion. So integration is going to feel a lot more seamless than doing this at the service layer level or the UI layer level. The ecosystem as well as the marketplace is far more powerful than the other systems. The limitations that you are going to run into with Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O are going to be very similar to your SAP and Oracle, and it's probably going to be too big for smaller companies. So that's number 4. Number 3 on our list is InforCloud Suite Industrial Sightline. InforCloud Suite Industrial Sightline is the SMB product from Infor. So when you are looking at companies that are going to be $250 million and below, that's where your Infor Cloud Suite Industrial Sightline may be a great fit. In general, the way the product and process model is designed, it's a great fit for make-to-order companies. It has fluidity in its product model when you're looking at whether you have the formal manufacturing processes or informal manufacturing processes, whether your SKUs are formalized or not. That's where your Infor Cloud Suite Industrial Sightline shines. The way the BOM structure is designed, it's far more friendlier for the mass manipulation. That is going to be mass manipulation for these BOMs when you have to copy the whole BOM and you have to perform some of the operations, or you need to swap out one part in the entire data model. That's where Infor InforCloud Suite Industrial is really powerful. So the strength is going to be, it's relevant for both informal and formal. Some of the systems such as your Epicor Kinetic might be slightly more rigid with their formal engineering processes. So this is slightly more informal, fluid model that can support both, whether you care for formal or informal. The costing layers are going to be one of the most detailed as well as scalable. And then the field service module is very embedded as well. So if you have field service capabilities that you require as part of the product, InforCloud Suite Industrial is a great fit. The limitations that you're going to run into with Infor CSI is the financial reporting is disconnected, so it does not have the same immersive experience. And then the technology is going to be outdated as well. It's not as rich as the cloud native systems. It's not as rich as some of the other competitors that have re-architected their products. For example, Epicor Kinetic, you are going to run into the training issues, the user experience issues. The ecosystem is weak, as well as the third-party options that you have available as part of your Infor CSI, they are not as rich. So that's number 3. Number 2 on our list is Epicor Kinetic. Epicor Kinetic targets small to mid-size, make-to-order companies with the formal manufacturing processes as well as complex inventory needs. When you compare Epicor Kinetic and Infor CSI is designed for both formal and informal manufacturing processes. Epicor Kinetic mandates the revision number. It's designed for very heavy engineering-centric organizations where they are trying to create this process more from the mindset perspective. It might have challenges in enforcing these constraints, and they want to enable that as part of the product. That's where Epicor Kinetic really shines. Also, when you compare this with the Infor CSI, when you are going to get into these complex inventory verticals, whether you look at metal, sheet, or fastener, or medical device, all of these companies are going to require the product attributes that need to be part of your planning as well as your scheduling. And smaller systems such as your Infor CSI may not have that, even though they are going to have far deeper financial layers and the costing layers, but the inventory layers might not be as detailed. So there are always going to be these nuances that are going to be relevant, and these are the nuances that matter for the success of your ERP systems. The other strengths that you have with Epicor Kinetic is its Microsoft look and feel. So if you are migrating from Microsoft-centric user experience or Microsoft product, then the migration could be easier. The Infor products, Aptean products, they are going to have very different UI and workflow. So depending upon where you are going to migrate from, that could have implications on your change management. Now, the other limitations that you are going to run into with your Epicor Kinetic is the financial layers are limited. So it's not necessarily designed for large make-to-order organizations. Generally, the financial layers that you are going to find with the larger products, they are going to have 4 or 5 different layers. Here, you are going to be taking a lot of shortcuts and making ad hoc arrangements to be able to enable that. So for small to mid-size MTO, it's not a problem, but for larger companies, this may not be the best fit. The embedded experience, when you look at the field service-centric workflows, it might not be the best fit. And then when you look at the ecosystem marketplace, that's going to be very similar to any other focus solution that is going to be limited. So that's number 2. Number 1 on our list is InforCloud Suite LN. And InforCloud Suite LN is a very discrete centric product for upper mid-market, lower enterprise centric companies. The beauty of InforCloud Suite LN, when you compare this with, for example, Infor CSI. Infor CSI is going to claim that they have mixed mode manufacturing capabilities, but those mixed mode manufacturing capabilities are not going to be as detailed as you are going to have with your InforCloud Suite LN, especially when you look at these WBS-centric workflows. For example, when you are producing these slightly bigger products, for example, let's say you are producing aircraft, those are going to require very different data correlation when you move from your sales code to order to your project. They are going to have very, very different capabilities. But from the make-to-order perspective, if you are going to be a make-to-order companies that require slightly more diverse manufacturing capabilities, that's where InforCloud Suite LN is going to shine. But if you are a pure play make-to-order manufacturer where you are simply producing smaller parts, then your Infor CSI or Epicor Kinetic may be a better fit. Then InforCloud Suite LN is also very globally penetrated. So you are going to find a lot more global capabilities, especially if you're doing supply chain collaboration with your international vendors. That's where InforCloud Suite LN is going to have far more capabilities as part of the suite. The last mile capabilities that are going to be as part of your InforCloud suite, LN, especially for automotive, aerospace verticals, they are going to be far richer. The limitations are going to be very similar to any other focused systems that are going to be that it's probably not the best value if you're using it as the corporate financial ledger, or if you're using it as part of your holding company portfolio or P company portfolio, then it might not be the best fit. The UI is probably going to be legacy, just like your Infor CSI. It's a very similar technical model, so you are going to find very similar challenges here as well. The ecosystem and marketplace are going to be weak, just like any other focus solution. So that's number one. If you enjoyed this video, we are going to include a link of a detailed article that is going to have far deeper insights. So you might want to check that. This podcast is also available in the audio form on Apple, Spotify, and Google. And subscribe if you like. We publish these videos on a weekly basis, so you might want to hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss them. And we include these lists as part of our digital transformation report. If you have not downloaded and checked, we are going to include the link of that as well. On that note, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.